This is News 25 with Missy Kohler. Local news with Deanna O'Donnell. Weather with Michael Donahue. News 25. Local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Good evening. Today is Friday, August 21st. I'm Missy Kohler, and you're watching News 25. Marco Torres is accused of killing his roommate, Joseph Piper, an elderly man with stage 4 cancer. Torres will appear in district court next Friday, August 28th, for arraignment on the charges against him, including first-degree murder. Nye County District Attorney Chris Arabia says his office is working hard to ensure justice for the victim's family.
This was a situation where he is accused of murdering the person who he was living with as a caretaker. The victim had throat cancer. There was a dispute, and obviously it went bad because he's accused of murdering a vulnerable person, a person with cancer, and someone who was a little bit up there in age. That allowed us, under the circumstances, to charge first-degree murder, which I think is appropriate in a case like this. It would be very cruel and especially nasty to murder someone in that manner who was in that condition, certainly not in a condition to be able to fight off the attack. And it was strange because originally the victim, Joseph Piper, tried to telephone a neighbor and a relative, and then he was on the phone with 911. This is all according to the evidence that was presented at the preliminary hearing. He was on the phone with 911 when Mr. Torres came in and grabbed the phone and threw it down, and then choked Mr. Piper to death.
Torres was said to be his caretaker. Was
Yes.
he in an official capacity?
No, I think it was more a situation where they had known each other for a really long time, and they were friends. And Mr. Piper, Joseph Piper, was sick, obviously very sick, cancer, needed someone to help out, and so everyone thought, hey, this would be a good idea. And unfortunately, it just turned into a horrible tragedy. It's a very sad case, and when we first charged it, I said that we were very serious about getting justice for Mr. Piper, and that's where we are now. Mr. Torres was bound over on all the charges, murder obviously being the main one, and if he is convicted at trial, there's the possibility that he could get sentenced to life without parole. And so, we'll see what happens. But make no mistake about it, somebody who murders anyone, especially a vulnerable person, child, that kind of thing, we take that very seriously, and we're not, there are going to be no sweetheart deals in cases like this. I've spoken to his brother a few times, a very nice man, lived in California, but made a point of doing what he could to help his brother out. And he actually testified at the preliminary hearing. And he just seems like a good guy, and obviously distraught, and as anyone would be. And we're hoping that the outcome of this case will eventually give him and the rest of his family some closure. That's certainly part of what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Well, Monday is the first day of school for Nye County students, and while students and parents may be happy to get back into some sort of education routine, it will be anything but routine. Pre-K, remote, rural, middle, and high school students with IEP will return to class 100% in person full-time with appropriate safety precautions and as appropriate for students. Grades 4th and 5th may move to the hybrid model if necessary to meet state occupancy requirements. The hybrid model has students in class 2 days a week and distance learning 3 days a week. This is the model for Rosemary Clark Middle School and Pahrump High School. Distance learning is an option for all families as long as there is internet access and the student maintains progress. In the event of an outbreak, the CDC guidelines will be followed regarding contact tracing where possible, and for whom and for how long classrooms or the entire school would need to be closed. All students will be required to wear masks when moving outside the classroom and on buses, and the district will provide masks for students and staff that do not have their own. Teachers will have the flexibility for students to not wear masks when in the classroom or when outside and social distancing is maintained. Students that are qualified for free school lunch meals can still receive meals even if they are not attending school in person. There will be a drive-in pickup available on days they are not in school for distance learning. For more information on that, And on meals, call 775-727-7743, extension 260. Nye County School District has published a COVID-19 reopening guide on their website, and that can be found at nye.k12.nv.us. Their website also contains a 2020-2021 information page that should address most questions and concerns. Parents are encouraged to have their students bring 1 to 2 bottles of water with them each day. Parents should also screen their child at home for COVID symptoms, and there's a checklist to what to look for on the district website. And it's also important to make sure all student information is up to date on the Infinite Campus portal. The portal has information on your child's days to attend as well as bus pickup numbers. If you have not registered your student yet or have a new student, you can call the school to set up an appointment to get registered. The start of this school year sure won't look like those of the past. Keep your eyes tuned to your friends' social media pages for those first day pictures and the fashion show of masks. Whatever mode of education your child is taking this year, News 25 wishes you and your student all the best success and good health. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy delivers testimony about recent changes at the Postal Service. More than 1 million people filed for unemployment last week, and U.S. manufacturing drops in August.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy is expected to testify today. He will give his testimony on his recent actions at the U.S. Postal Service to the Republican-led Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee. This is DeJoy's first chance to answer questions that are swirling, accusing the Trump administration of trying to hinder mail-in voting. DeJoy will testify before a House Democratic committee on Monday. Checking the economy, 1.1 million people recently applied for jobless claims, and the Philly Fed reports manufacturing dropped to 17.2 in August from 24.1 in July. Taking a look at travel trends, Delta Airlines will be keeping most middle seats blocked through January 6th, although Delta is increasing its number of passengers starting October 1st.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll tell you about a nice donation made to the Nye County School District, and we'll have an update on Nye County COVID numbers. Stay with us.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. We're happy to have you with us tonight. The company that operates the Nevada National Security Site is making a donation to the Nye County School District. Mission Support and Test Services is donating $34,000 to provide mobile hotspots and internet service for 50 families, helping to support the district's commitment to distance learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. NCSD Superintendent Dr. Warren Schillingbird says the district is very grateful for the continued support from the Nevada National Security Site. Based on district surveys, 200 individual students need internet access support. The NNSS donation will provide mobile hotspots and internet access for 12 months to 50 families who may have multiple students in the household. NCSD Director of Technology Robert Williams says the donation allows the district to make purchases immediately. Williams says being able to work with the NNSS is enabling the district to make purchases faster and get technology into the hands of families sooner. Mission Support and Test Services has been a strong supporter of local schools. In April, they donated $40,000 for the purchase of Google Chromebooks for students in the Clark County School District. Nye County wants to help reopen businesses still closed due to COVID-19, specifically bars, pubs, taverns, breweries, and wineries. In a new report, Nye County Manager Tim Sutton breaks down how the majority of COVID-19 positive patients have contracted the disease. Brad Francis takes a look at the numbers.
Between July 29th and August 19th, Nye County saw an increase of 107 positive COVID-19 cases. Of those, 104 occurred in Pahrump. Through contact tracing, the county has identified 3 primary epicenters of probable exposure: large family gatherings, law enforcement and detention centers, and Las Vegas-based employers. Digging a little deeper into the details, approximately 24 COVID cases are linked to large family gatherings. The report notes that due to the closure or cancellation of many recreational opportunities, there is little to do, so families are hosting more get-togethers. Consequently, individual homes have become one of the primary settings for COVID-19 exposure. Law enforcement and detention centers are an even bigger source of COVID positives, accounting for approximately 51 cases, again primarily in Pahrump. There's been a spike in cases in the Pahrump Jail, the private Pahrump Detention Facility, and within the Pahrump branch of the Nye County Sheriff's Office. However, Sheriff's Office staff in Tonopah have not seen a corresponding increase in COVID-19 cases. The final trouble spot is Las Vegas-based employers, which account for approximately 22 COVID cases. The report says considering the large number of commuters who travel to Las Vegas for work, it's unsurprising that much of Pahrump's recent COVID-19 spike is attributable to Vegas facilities. The county says it has limited control over Vegas-based employers, so instead cautions Nye County residents to abide by established guidelines while at work and when returning home. The results of the contact tracing in this report were used to persuade the state to allow Nye County to reopen bars, pubs, and taverns in rural areas of the county, noting little justification remains for keeping them closed.
The state has confirmed one new death related to COVID-19, and that person was a Pahrump resident. It's important to remember that according to state analysis, COVID-19 deaths generally correspond to cases diagnosed up to 5 weeks ago. Overall, there have been 453 confirmed cases of COVID-19 positives. We've had 10 new positives in Pahrump and 1 in Amargosa Valley as of this morning. Antibody positive tests do not count in the county's overall total. The county is reporting today that approximately 6,000 tests have been administered for COVID-19. The reported number of tests administered is the best information received by the county from the state and private clinics. The number does not reflect the unknown number of county residents tested outside of the county. Drive-up testing is available in Pahrump at Serenity Health, 2280 East Calvada Boulevard. Drive-up testing Mondays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and on Wednesday and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you would like to make an appointment for testing in Pahrump, call 702-234-5398. Testing in Tonopah is by appointment. To be tested in Tonopah, costs $775-302-5800 or $775-482-9898. Remember to bring your identification, and if you have insurance, bring that information as well. But you do not need insurance to be tested, nor do you need to have symptoms. Free testing is also available in downtown Las Vegas inside the Cashman Center. Testing for adults as well as children of all ages is available Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and there is an area in the building for those not exhibiting symptoms. When we come back, we'll have your entertainment report and the Friday edition of Save a Pet.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back. It's time now for this week's edition of your entertainment report with John Kohler.
Hi, I'm John Kohler with your entertainment report. Nye County has announced that the county's request to reopen bars, pubs, taverns, breweries, distilleries, and wineries in rural areas of the county has been approved by the state's COVID-19 Mitigation and Management Task Force. Approved for Nye County communities except Pahrump. Baby steps, Pahrump. We're on our way. Stay the course. Keep positive. Hydrate at home, I guess. Casinos and hotels may be reopening in Vegas, but showrooms remain dark. Local entertainment workers joined together on the Las Vegas Strip yesterday to appeal to lawmakers to act to bring back the shows. Nevada's current COVID-19 directives have shows on an indefinite hiatus. Are you longing for popcorn and a swimming pool-sized soda, some sticky floors and Dolby sound? A select number of theaters across the country finally reopened on August 14th. Of those, 5 were Cinemark theaters in Las Vegas. Cinemark says their locations are opening with greatly enhanced cleanliness, sanitation, and safety measures at every step of the movie-going experience. Hopefully, there will still be popcorn. That's your entertainment report for the week. I'm John Kohler.
Thanks, John. In today's Save a Pet, we head to Desert Haven Animal Society. Darby O'Donnell is there to introduce us to a familiar face, Mr. Kitty.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Mr. Kitty again. Mr. Kitty was actually previewed on here a few months ago after he was originally brought in because his owner passed away. He was adopted out, and then unfortunately his second owner did pass away as well. So Mr. Kitty is a 17-year-old, mainly all white cat. He does have some orange on his ears and on his tail. He has beautiful blue eyes. He's quite chunky and cute. He also is declawed on his front paws. He does not have any health issues, has no medications that he needs to be taken care of or anything like that. So he's all good to go. He's just trying to look for his forever home. Just a reminder that Desert Haven does offer senior programs where seniors over the age of 60 do get free adoption fees on animals. They also have veterinary programs where it's free adoption fees for current and retired military service. And then also for Mr. Kitty specifically, they are willing to go and work with a family, the correct family, to go and adopt out Mr. Kitty completely free of charge. They're just looking for somebody who they think would actually have the most perfect home for him. So if you're interested in seeing Mr. Kitty, come on down to Desert Haven Animal Society. Give them a call ahead of time to make an appointment, 775-751-7020. Come down, meet Mr. Kitty. He's super sweet. And then you can go and discuss with them so they could go and figure out if you are the perfect home for him. So if you want to go and see Mr. Kitty again, give them a call ahead of time, 775-751-7020. Or you can always go on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Kohler from KPVM. We're coming up with the weather report. I'm supposed to be standing in front of Mount Charleston. Can you see it back there? There's so much haze. So much haze. These fires from Loyalton are really tearing up the air quality. We'll talk about that in the weather report when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Las Vegas. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, and let's look at today's weather, shall we? Up there in Fernley, wow, 98 degrees was a high today, 60 for a low, and that seems pretty dang civilized. Fallon looking at 99 this for a high today, 59 for a low. Out in Carson City, 94 degrees was our high, 56 was the low. In Tonopah, 95 degrees, hot enough to melt an ishkabibble. You know what I'm talking about in Tonopah. I won't explain the legend to you. 62 for a low tonight. Out in Goldfield, looks like 98 degrees and 63 for a high tonight. Beatty, 106. Roasty toasty with a 73-degree low. Out in Amargosa, 111 degrees this afternoon, and it'll cool off to about 78 degrees tonight. In Las Vegas, 112 and 85 for a low. And there's smoke, like smoke you wouldn't believe. They're actually giving a little smoke warning out there. There's excessive ozone that's going to be troubling people with cardiac conditions and respiratory problems until they're saying Friday, Saturday. The smoke is pretty bad out there in the Loyalton fire. And, it's affecting the weather locally. Let's look at our local weather, shall we? Here in Pahrump, 107 degrees was our current temperature. 109 was our high today. And I woke up this morning at 6:07, looked out, trying to see that sunrise. I could barely see the mountains, all that smoke from the Loyalton fire. So watch that if you're out and about and have those respiratory issues. Just try and stay inside. Try and avoid strenuous exercise. You'll be all right. But they are putting a warning out that for smoke and ozone. What can I tell you? Let's see. 82 degrees will be our low tonight. Get a little wind coming out of the east, and that'll feel good with the 18% humidity. It'll take some of that dew off your brow for sure. Sunset tonight at 7:25, and that'll be gorgeous weather. Let's look at the week ahead. Of course, Saturday, Sunday, angry colors, angry air conditions. It's going to be hot. It's going to be nasty, smoky. So careful of yourself. 105 degrees for a high as we head on through the week. Lows will be in the lower 80s and upper 70s. Pretty darn pleasant for the valley. And that's your weather report from KPVM Channel 25. I'm John Kohler.
Well, here's some helpful news. The Pahrump Senior Center is now providing exclusive transportation options just for seniors. Ann Harris explains what's changing and how that will affect seniors who need to travel.
Pahrump Valley Public Transportation has been doing all the transportation. Well, they are so busy and they are overwhelmed. And since we still are the senior center and we still want to take care of just the seniors, we have brought some of the transportation back, and it's seniors only, 60 and over. It's all donation based. We will take you anywhere in town. We also go into Vegas for medical appointments. And so this is how it used to be before public transportation had come along. And we were combined, of course. We are still the parent of public transportation, but we are kind of separating so that we are doing just seniors now again, as we used to do. Drivers will all have masks at all times, or a shield, Same with our passengers, we're requiring them to wear a mask or a shield. If they don't have one, we are providing them in the vehicles. We make sure that they are available. We are sanitizing after each run. We're not putting a bunch of people into the vehicle, 1 or 2 people, depending on the size of the vehicle, what's socially distancing acceptable. And so, but we are helping the seniors again because it's been difficult because the public transportation again is so busy. They have so many rides, and the seniors just need to get to mostly their doctor's appointments. That's priority, of course. But shopping, all local people, yes, all of Pahrump. We will take them into Vegas for medical appointments as well. So if you had a medical appointment in Vegas, we do kind of ask that we hope to get them in appointments before noon so that we get back at a reasonable time because we are taking sometimes more than 1 person. We have 6 vehicles right now that we're working with. Back to just about what we were before public transportation took the whole department over. Now that we're just taking our section back again, like I said, just senior transportation. We asked for a $20 donation for Vegas, which is a round trip, and we asked for a $3 donation here locally. So, and it is donation based again.
And so how does a person schedule?
You can call us at 727-5008, option 3, which is our transportation department. We would like at least a 24-hour notice, but we have been able to, accommodate most everybody right now because it's just starting up again.
Well, that's about going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us part of your day. I hope that you have a really great weekend. Stay safe.